What we have at this corner is something very fascinating, and we'll show you how subtle the perspectives are. As you see, you can come down this street and you're seeing the shops from this side. And here are the roofs coming down, and this roof is parallel to that, bringing you to this corner. If you move over here now, you suddenly see this is the only roof where the lines aren't parallel. It shifts to make it possible to see this side now. But also at this corner, as you can see, you're seeing this side of this house, but this side of this house, and this side of the bridge, which means when you're looking at the bridge, you're way over there, but on top of the bridge, you're then seeing this house. That's why you see that side. So it's a marvelous, complex example of shifting viewpoints that still seem to make perfectly ordered sense to me, and in fact make it far more spatial than our old friend Canaletto. Here we are in one position. Perhaps we can turn our head left to right, but we cannot go over this wall. We cannot look down the arches at the side there. It's a much more restricted space than the scroll, and in a sense we're outside of this space. We're not in it.
The Saint-Gothard Pass, there is a tunnel. This tunnel is a rectangle, not a circular tunnel, it's rectangular. When we entered the tunnel, we were the only car, and there was no car in front of us. The tunnel is 23 kilometers long, 19 kilometers in a straight line. Absolutely a straight line. So what do we see? A cross. And this point. 19 kilometers away, so you're in a tunnel going along, nothing changes this. And finally I said to Ian, this is a perspective nightmare. When we came out of the tunnel, I did feel, instead of that had happened. The world was that way, not that way, and it was much more exciting, thrilling. I thought so. I was very, very aware of it. Reverse perspective is rather interesting, well, what it does, what it means. And the idea that it's wrong is rather ridiculous, really. I now use it all the time, you know, you realize it means you're moving, actually. You see, if the chair is like that, it means if you can see both sides of the chair, it means you've walked around it. I first used reverse perspective in a painting I made in Paris, 1975. I was looking through the work of Hogarth, and I came across an engraving that was made for a book about perspective. And Hogarth had made this playful picture, what happens if you get perspective wrong? And I looked at this and found it very amusing and very delightful, and to me there was a certain space there. It made another kind of interesting space to me. So I made a version of it. It took me 6 or 8 years to begin exploring it. Hey, stay there, stay there. All right. Now, the dogs don't see pictures. I think they see them as mere abstractions, which of course what they are, that's what they are. I noticed that they never watch television. It's just coloured shapes moving about. Even if it's of them, I videoed the dogs once, they take no notice. But they would watch the sea, my dogs. Most people, after all, stop when they see a beautiful valley, even if you're driving in a car. I mean, suddenly to see a lot of space that you can comprehend, we seem to like that. All of us do. This was based on a photograph made in 1982. So it's actually got 60 vanishing points, as the picture would have, which gives you a different feeling of space. Each one of these means you're looking there, then you're looking there, then you're looking there, then you're looking there, and you're actually turning. Your eyes are moving, your head is moving, even your body must move right round to look at that. Really means I have turned right round. So the accumulation of all these gives it a different feeling of space. My subject is looking at the Grand Canyon, not just the Grand Canyon. It is you looking at the Grand Canyon. In my painting, I really left out the sky because the Grand Canyon, you really generally look down. You are looking down into it. The sky is not, seems to me, a part of it that much, really. In this painting, the top horizon, you are looking straight on. By the time you've got to the fifth canvas down, you're actually looking sharply down. So you've done that, really. And a wide angle, probably 200 degrees. Well, I myself take enormous pleasure in looking. I can look at the corner of the room and find it's beautiful and interesting. I mean, I can, and I suppose what I'm doing in my painting is actually expressing that. The thrill, I mean, it's actually the thrill of being consciously alive. I mean, that we can see things, see space, and I think possibly that's the appeal of the paintings. People also see the space the way I did. I mean, I was able to put it there. The subject for me is enormous, and I can deal with it in a few different ways, and I will, therefore I will. Especially because painting the Grand Canyon is seen as something you shouldn't do today, really. I mean, but I am perverse. I do have a perverse side, so naturally I would do that. If it's fashionable in California not to smoke, well, I will smoke, frankly. It keeps me at it, my perversity.